This is the story of two best friends, Kristen and Heather. Meet Kristen.
A 44-year-old, 2 times divorced mother of 3.
Picking the right guy has not exactly been her strong suit. Her first husband decided to live as Jocelyn as opposed to Jason, and his new lifestyle doesn't leave much time for their son Blake. Her second husband, Micah, was actually a great catch for a street guy. However, he's currently in prison. You heard that right. Prison. He was arrested for possession of narcotics. After the twins were born, he was actually trying to turn his life around, and Kristen really loved him. He was pulled over while delivering what was supposed to be his last drop. Although he swears he was set up, it was still pretty dumb to drive around with that much product in his car. Thankfully, Heather was with her when she got the news of his arrest. Kristen brings the twins to visit him whenever she can. Meet Heather.
A 43-year-old goody two-shoes.
She comes from a great family that has always supported her. Lucky her. She's married to Kent, a successful real estate attorney. They decided against children pretty early on in their relationship. Besides, they're already godparents to Kristen's 3 children. Kristen and Heather met in middle school, and despite being polar opposites, they have an amazing friendship.
Remember that time I beat up that bully, Josiah Stallings, for you in 10th grade?
How could I ever forget? You even made him write me an apology note.
The girls laugh hysterically as they reminisce over old times. Even as adults, Kristen always tried to look out for Heather.
Thanks for always looking out for me back then. I hope you know that Kent and I will always be here for you and the kids.
Kristen may not have picked the right man, but she finds comfort in knowing that she definitely picked the right friend.
Compared to the things you and Kent have done, I could never repay you guys for everything you've done for me and the kids.
After Micah was convicted, Heather and her husband really stepped in. If it weren't for them, Kristen would have fallen apart.
Is everyone buckled up? We're going to surprise Auntie Heather. It's her birthday.
Kristen pulls onto Heather's street and she can see her blue and white house from the corner.
Wait, is that Detective Vincent? Kristen mumbles. Kristen would recognize him anywhere. That's the detective that prosecuted Micah, but why is he at Heather's house?
Kristen watches as the two talk and appear to be exchanging pleasantries. Kristen begins to feel uneasy and turns the car around. She drives straight to Kent's office.
What is going on? Screams Kristen as she barges into Kent's office. Why is Detective Vincent at your house, and why is he talking to Heather?
Kent gets Kristen to calm down and asks his secretary to keep an eye on the kids while they talk in his office.
Why don't we call Kristen and she can explain, says Kent calmly.
No, why don't you explain? You guys are the godparents of my children, for Christ's sake. Just tell me.
He was cheating on you, blurts out Kent.
What are you talking about? Micah was cheating on me? Who told you this, and what does that have to do with anything?
Kent takes a deep breath and begins to explain.
I saw Micah at a restaurant with another woman, and they were kissing. I called Heather, and she had the bright idea for me to follow them, so I did. Kristen, they went to a hotel room. Please try to understand, we couldn't bear the thought of another man hurting you and the kids. We knew you wouldn't leave him. So, we set him up. Heather asked me to make the call to Detective Vincent so she could be with you when it happened.
Kristen slumps down in the chair and begins to weep. Kristen really loved Micah. So many thoughts go through her mind.
How could my best friend do this to me? Why didn't she just tell me that he was cheating? Were they protecting me?
What's your next move?